It's the America East on ESPN. We're here at Costello Athletic Center in frigid Lowell, Massachusetts for a conference matchup between the Retrievers of UMBC and the UMass Lowell Riverhawks. Hi, everybody. Alongside Jim Borodoka, I'm Chris Villani. And Jim, you got a couple of teams that are towards the bottom of the America East standings right now, getting to be crunch time, second time through the conference schedule, and both of these teams really need a win.
Yeah, both of them certainly do. You know, especially UMass Lowell. I mean, that last loss at UNH, that's got to be the low point of the season for this team. So very interested to see how they'll respond tonight.
Riverhawks have lost 3 in a row, let a 16-point second half lead slip away in that game against UNH. So you take a look at the America East standings presented by Jersey Mike's. Lowell and UMBC towards the bottom, but there is a lot of room to move, potentially as high as that top 4, with Albany just a game ahead and holding on to that 4 spot. So still a lot can happen with 5 games to play in the conference schedule. A win tonight for either one of these teams go a long way towards building some momentum for the stretch run. And for UMBC, they're going to be relying heavily on Marcus Banks, one of their top scorers.
Yeah, one of the better shooters in the country. I mean, his numbers are very impressive. Gets it off very quick, has good size at 6'3", so we'll be able to shoot over the smaller Riverhawk guards. Guy that they have to find in transition and try to make him put the ball to the floor.
Banks averaging just over 41% from beyond the arc this season. His career against UMass Lowell, he's averaged 16 points per game. Meanwhile, the Riverhawks will try to snap that 3-game losing streak. They've been relying heavily on Quinton Mincey as of late. He's coming off a big game, 23 points the last time out against UNH.
Well, Quinton started the season off as just an absolute monster and then had a little lull there during the midseason, but has rediscovered himself. Again, you know, one of the most versatile players in the conference, a guy that UMass Lowell relies on to do so many things on the court, has been a little careless with the basketball in terms of turnovers towards the end of games the last couple, so tighten that up as well. But certainly Quinton Mincey is going to carry a heavy load again tonight for this team.
Mincey on the season averaging 16 points per game for the Riverhawks. So we get a look at the starting 5 for UMBC. Josh O'Donnell, 6'6" senior in the front court. Marlon Short, another 6'6" player. He's a guard. Louis Jordan, a big fella, 6'9" in the middle. Bryce Johnson, and then Marcus Banks Jr., we just talked quite a bit about, a guy that UMass Lowell is going to have to know where he is every single time the Retrievers have the basketball.
Well, coming into most games, Chris, you don't see the opponent playing UMass Lowell similar in points per game, both around 80, and also rebounding margin. UMBC, a very good rebounding team.
2 of the top scoring teams in the conference. Really a good game to take the points. Riverhawks will have the basketball first, and their talented freshman, Martin Somerville, on the handle. That's Yuri Covington. Gets moving left now to Cam Morris up top. Max Brooks and Quinton Mincey, the other 2 starters for the Riverhawks. Somerville, tough shot from the corner, draws the foul, and he'll head to the free throw line and shoot thrice.
Nice job there by Yuri Covington to attack the pass. And what I mean by that, when the ball was coming to him, he was actually going at the ball, caught it, put pressure on the defense right away, and was able to find Martin.
So after the foul on Banks, Somerville will head to the free throw line. What a first collegiate campaign he has had. Nearly 14 points per game, shooting better than 41% from beyond the arc. He's an 82% free throw shooter.
Yeah, and that's really the most impressive thing for me. I saw Martin in the summer when he first came to campus, and obviously his poise and his maturity on the court was super impressive. But at the same time, the way he can shoot the basketball at his age, at this level right away as a freshman is just so impressive, because the game's just so much faster. Right? You have to get your shot off so much quicker, and his adjustment has been just seamless.
He's coming out of the Overtime Elite League, some great experience there playing against high-level competition. He drains all 3 free throws, and the Riverhawks strike first. First possession now for UMBC. As Jim mentioned, one of the top scoring teams, averaging better than 80 points per game. About the same mark as the Riverhawks.
Tough.
Shot from the baseline there for Marlon Short. And he's able to put the first 2 on the board for the Retrievers.
Well, nice to see the Riverhawks get the ball out of the net on the make. Try to run on makes and misses. Don't let the Retrievers defense set up. I can see Max got a touch here. I don't think he's had one yet. There we go.
Max in the high post.
Good
Gives
roll.
it up to Somerville. Little pick and roll. Brooks shut off. Back out to Somerville. 5 on the shot clock. He veers through traffic, hits Morris, who elevates and lays it in.
Very unselfish possession there for UMass Lowell. Everybody got a touch. Guys making the extra pass. Good sign.
5-2 advantage early on. Banks gives it up quickly to Johnson. Waiting for that screen. Back it goes to Jordan.
Good switch there. They got to make sure they find Short. He can get downhill quick.
Jordan,
Lengthy,
awkward
athlete.
pirouette. 4 on the shot clock. Johnson's got to fire into the back iron.
Good defensive possession there for UMass Lowell. And anytime you can get a team to take a shot from 3 feet behind the line, that's a good defensive possession. It's a win for the defense. See somebody come up and help Max here. Guard's got to come and get the basketball. There you go.
Yeah, nobody seems to want it. Finally, Covington takes it away. 8 on the shot clock, and Mincey going to work. Puts up a deep 3. All net.
Quinton Mincey. Good sign for Pat Duquette and his troops. When Quinton Mincey gets off early in an ill-advised pass there, turnover going the other way. Kind of a broken offense there for UMass Lowell.
Well, as what you just said, if you get the other team to settle for a shot 3-4 feet behind the line, that was that.
Yeah, exactly. You got to take your hat off when a kid makes a shot like that. I'd like to see UMass Lowell try to get the ball inside to Max, lower in the paint where he can actually do some damage. And even Quinton Mincey, we talked about his effectiveness in being able to back his defender down and shoot over him. A little bit more inside and then bring it outside.
Foul on O'Donoghue. Picks up his first personal. That one coming away from the ball. About 2.5 minutes in. 6-point advantage for the Riverhawks.
Try to get the high-low action. Nice pass, Cam.
Somerville buries the triple.
You know, the one thing about Martin, we talked a little bit about his shooting. He doesn't miss many open ones. I mean, if he gets a good look at it and has time to get in his rhythm, he knocks most of those down.
Johnson around a screen. UMBC struggling a bit to get much going on offense. Down by 9.
Good close out there by Max. Good help.
Johnson with a nice step through, though, to finish. He gets his first bucket. UMBC back to within 7.
Good job, Cam, holding that position.
He gets another bucket inside, and Jim Ferry, the head coach of the Retrievers, wants a timeout to talk things over. About 3.5 minutes in, the Riverhawks really effective on offense so far, and once again have a 9-point lead.
Effective on the defensive side as well. Good energy from UMass Lowell. You look at Cam, I mean, you know, one thing that you can control is how hard you play, right? Cam Moore is always playing hard. Watch if you see him here, comes up with a good hard screen, creating space, and then watch him seal here. Won't let the defender go, holds that spot, and gets himself an easy 2.
Cam Morris working hard away from the basketball to make it easy once he does get the ball. Another look at it here, another assist too for Martin Somerville.
Just not allowing the defender to get over him, flat out. Says, no, I'm holding this spot, you know, and good recognition of that by Martin to get him the ball.
Mentioned 2 of the top offenses in the conference. See some of the numbers there. 2nd and 3rd in points, 1st and 2nd in field goal efficiency, 1st and 2nd in field goal percentage, and among the best teams in all of Division I. So could be a night for a lot of points.
Yeah. Yep. High scoring, exciting game. You know, UMBC, they're athletic, right? I mean, their defense is going to trigger whatever offense they get going. They want to create sort of an up and down type of tempo.
Let's see if UMBC can get something going here out of the timeout. Banks getting a breather As Jim Ferry's gone to his bench, Johnson kicks it out. Jordan from the corner buries the triple with Cam Morris right on him.
The big man. Jordan at 6'9", stretching the floor. Transfer from Weber State. Damian Lillard's alma mater.
Ace Valentine is checked into the game for UMBC for his first action in a 6-point game. Somerville once again dumps it down low to Morris. Had 3 black jerseys around him. Loose ball, Morris runs it down, saving the possession, but only for a moment. Throws that one well over the outstretched arm of Somerville and out of bounds.
Yeah, good effort there by Cam again. Talked about his motor, just an ill-advised pass.
13-7, Riverhawks out to an early advantage. They've hit 4 of their first 5 shots, built a 6-point lead early on at home.
Touches of black. They say a lot without having to say much. They stand for elegance, refinement, and prestige. Even a little can go a long way. And though they're darker than the darkest night, they make you see everything in a new light. The Kia X-Line Nightfall Collection.
Kia, movement that inspires.
So we're down 34-0. Winning will be tough. That's why I brought in the ease specialist.
Right. Geico makes car insurance easy. With the Geico app, you can check your policy on the go and get access to 24/7 claim support.
Yeah! Let's make this easy!
You know, that felt a lot closer.
For car insurance made easy, get more with Geico.
When my doctor gave me Breztri for my COPD, things changed for me. Breztri gave me better breathing, symptom improvement, and reduced flare-ups.
Breztri won't replace a rescue inhaler for sudden breathing problems. It is not for asthma. Tell your doctor if you have a heart condition or high blood pressure before taking it. Don't take Breztri more than prescribed. Breztri may increase your risk of thrush, pneumonia, and osteoporosis. Call your doctor if worsened breathing, chest pain, mouth or tongue swelling, problems urinating, vision changes, or eye pain occur.
Ask your doctor about Breztri.
Jim Ferry, the head coach of UMBC in his 4th season, took over for Ryan Odom after he left to take the job at Utah State. He's had a solid run and a good resume, too. Head coaching experience at Duquesne and LIU. Time at Penn State as well, including a stint as their interim head coach. So some high major experience and trying to keep the Retrievers in the mix at the bottom end of the I-95 corridor in the America East.
Yeah, I'll tell you, he's in a hotbed for talent down there, so I don't think it'll be long before Coach Ferry is able to get some of those players on campus and, you know, have a better team than he does have this year. One of the nice guys in coaching. Great guy. Very well liked.
I'll just say that because he recruited you.
Long time ago.
Johnson in a galaxy far, far away. Jordan.
6'9", handling the ball.
Just bounds into the lane. Someone's got to shoot it, though. They're down to 1.
Nope,
and I don't think he got that off in time. You're going to let him play on, but I don't think he got that shot off. Either way, it's going to be UMass Lowell ball. And of course, UMBC shocked the college basketball world in 2018 after knocking off Vermont in the America East Tournament Final. They became the first 16 seed in the men's game to knock off a 1 seed when they took out Virginia. One of the great upsets in college basketball history.
Nice.
Max Brooks off a pretty feed from Yuri Covington puts 2 more on the board for the Riverhawks.
And a good job there by Yuri Covington. So he's on the other side of the court when Martin got trapped. Instead of holding his hands up and jumping up and down and saying, I'm open, I'm open, I'm open, he finds a gap, gets to the gap, and makes himself an option to help Martin out and then find Max for the easy 2.
Tough shot there for O'Donoghue, shooting over the arm of Max Brooks, which is a heck of a lot easier said than done.
Yeah.
Back to a 6-point game, and now the Retrievers throwing 2 defenders at Quinton Mincey, who's in a lot of trouble and able to give it up to Covington.
2 times in a row, the Riverhawks need to recognize that they're trapping everything. They're trapping everything. So what you got to do in that situation as a guard is stay away from the sidelines, because that's essentially a 3rd defender. Get the ball to the middle of the court where you have the options. As you see, Yuri goes right where you don't want to go, right? get to the middle of the court, stay in the middle of the court, and then you have a lot more options when they come to trap.
UMBC will try to take advantage. Jordan just a bit too deep.
Nice job by Kim there to pin him down there under the basket. Oh, nice
This
two-man.
time goes back door, and a big finish as Jordan connects with O'Donoghue, throws it down, and brings UMBC back to within 4.
O'Donoghue quiet up until that point.
That's his second bucket. Quinton Mincey answers with his second 3.
Quinton Mincey shooting it well right now. Riverhawks need to find him offensively. Shooting with a lot of confidence. Ball's dropping through. Got to feed off that hot hand a little bit more.
Riverhawks have hit their first 3 looks from beyond the arc. Johnson able
tough.
to answer. Just a quick step to his right and in rhythm. He's got 5 points, and it's back to a 4-point contest.
Just simple basketball there by Johnson. Showed the ball, got the defender to bite, took one dribble right. Got a good look at the rim. Nice
UMBC
pass.
continues to run that second defender, leaves Covington open for the triple.
Cam, very good job. Again, going to the basketball, making yourself a pressure release option. D. Martin.
Short, trying to work on Somerville. And I'll say Max Brooks got that one on the way down. Put 2 on the board for Short.
If you're Coach Duquette, you kind of look at that. You give up 2 points this early in the game. You got to lead, right? That's okay because, you talk about the intimidation factor. Guys are going to start going to the basket now, and they're going to see, or at least have in the back of their mind, Max Brooks is lurking. And I better get this one off quick, and I better get it off higher. It's getting sent back. Good screen, Cam.
See, takes advantage of the screen, and he'll head to the free throw line. We saw Quinton Mincey that time moving towards the middle of the court off that screen, staying away from the sideline with the second defender moving in.
And another very solid screen by Cam Morris to free Q up there so that he was able to get downhill.
Riverhawks going to go to the bench for the first time. Xavier Lino to the scorer's table. He'll be checking in along with Regimontas Tunis for UMBC. O'Donoghue checks out. Max Brooks will get a breather for UML.
Tunis is another big guard out of Lithuania. The Retrievers pushing the ball up the court as well. You see why both of these squads are scoring around 80 points a game. Like to get the ball up the court, get into their offense before the defense can set.
High volume of shots, and they shoot pretty efficiently, too.
Good defense here by the Riverhawks perimeter guys.
Shot clock down to 2. And down to 0. It's the second time UMBC's been unable to get a shot off in the required 30.
The second time in 8 minutes. I mean, at this level, you don't see that many shot clock violations. A testament to the type of effort and the type of defense that we're seeing tonight from UMass Lowell.
Morris. Now Somerville around a screen, dumps it off for Morris, and a good finish.
Riverhawks certainly clicking on all cylinders here in the first 8 minutes, Chris. Good ball movement, good penetration, not settling for three-point shots.
Riverhawks have hit 8 of their first 9 from the field. Of course, UMBC has hit 7 of its first 9 three-pointers, and some trips to the free throw line are the difference in this one so far. And it's a 7-point Riverhawks lead. 11:40 to play in the first half. Bryce Johnson with a triple for UMBC, but so far the Riverhawks with the advantage, including this three-pointer from Yuri Covington.
At the break of dawn, our conference awakens, and champions will rise. pulsing like a battle drum, steady and unyielding, ready to face any challenge through grit and resolve. Out here rises the heart of the tenacious, fueled by conviction and driven by commitment to team and alma mater. This is our battle cry that rings out through the generations. The sun rises in the east, so does our march towards greatness, which has only just begun. This is the America East.
Hey, what's up, roomie? I got us some Jersey Mike subs.
Danny DeVito? Are you my freshman roommate?
And that doesn't matter. This is a Jersey Mike's commercial where the subs matter most. I mean, look how big that is. We can eat that for lunch and for dinner. Hey, we eat that. Hey, who let the rents in? You want a Jersey Mike's?
Introduce us to your new roommate.
Mom, it's Danny DeVito.
That's mine. Don't touch it. Where the subs matter most. It's a Jersey Mike's thing. A sub above.
One of the leading causes of death in policing is heart attacks and heart issues. These screenings and all these checks, it'll give us a longer time in our roles, providing for the city as well as our community.
Our biggest asset is our people. It's becoming more and more prevalent that we're exposed to more and more toxins every day. So early detection in any type of cancer is huge towards survival.
(23-16), Riverhawks have the lead. He's going to look at head coach Pat Duquette for UMass Lowell. His team on top by 7. And you see the numbers in conference play versus non-conference play. The points per game exactly the same. Points allowed obviously a little bit higher in conference play. But you look at those 3 losses, Jim, all of them were games that the Riverhawks frankly just let slip.
Absolutely. I mean, 2 of them in the last minute.
Both in overtime.
Pretty much.
Got a 5-point lead against Maine, 6-point lead against Albany in the final minutes with the basketball both times. Both those games end up going to overtime where the Riverhawks lose, and then a 4-point loss against Vermont.
Yeah, I mean, very deflating losses, all 3 of those. But again, I was talking to Coach Duquette before the game. You know, they still have the same talented group that they had coming into the season that everybody was talking about as, you know, this was going to be their year. They just have to find a way to get that connectivity back that they had pre-conference.
Ace Valentine splits the pair. He'll check out, and Bryce Johnson gets back in for UMBC. A lot can happen here down the stretch. You look at what the Riverhawks have coming up, though, and we can talk about it later, but it's a very difficult slate. And that goes back to what we said at the top of the broadcast here. This is one they really need at home. But UMBC's in the same boat. A win for the Retrievers, and all of a sudden they're thinking, hey, with a strong finish, can we get into that top 4 as well and maybe get a home game in the quarterfinals?
Yep. You know, in a team like UMBC who has the size that they have, when you get into conference play, and really in any postseason play, things slow down. I mean, just naturally at any level, things slow down. So size becomes even more impactful to those games.
Mincey gets it out to Morris. Pondered the 3, shot clock at 5, and an offensive foul is going to send it back the other way.
Quinton Mincey just looked at Cam and said, just shoot that first one.
Max Brooks and Anthony Blunt in for UMass Lowell. Morris called for his 2nd foul relatively early in this one. You can see a lot of Xavier Lino. Johnson left alone. The 3 pops out. Rebound, though, grabbed by Toonies.
Good block.
Gets it blocked, though, by Max Brooks from behind. Brooks back to the basket. Gets that one-on-one matchup that he wants. Draws the bump and gets the hoop.
Nice job by Max. Good patience there. Took that extra power dribble. Used his shoulder to create a little bit of space. See, Max, if he can get to that left shoulder with just a little bit of space, he's able to elevate and get a good look at that one.
He completes the 3-point play. Riverhawks shooting 90% from the field, 9 of 10 so far. UMBC shooting north of 63%, but getting left behind here, down by 9. Here's Johnson, and that one altered after it hit the backboard by Quinton Mincey.
Just a step late there for Q on the help.
So put 2 points on the board for UMBC. Once again, two
double.
defenders.
Good job, Xavier Lino.
Fires it down low to Brooks. He's got 2 guys on him there. Shut off, gets it back out. Lino, he wants 3. That's short. But the offensive board grabbed by Mincey. Somerville steps into 1. That bounces away.
Look at Lino's effort.
He's a little bit shaken up as he appeared to come down on his ankle, but gets back up. And after the miss, he's in the front court. Wants the ball, lets fly. And that bounces away as well, and it'll go out of bounds. We'll send the ball back to UMBC, and Lino not even looking at the bench. He wants to stay on the floor.
No, how about him getting back up, finding an open space and letting another one fly. But you know what? Good effort by Lino, good effort by Quinton Mincey to get another bite at the apple there, Chris, with the offensive rebound. Well, Martin Somerville, you kick it back out, you got a fresh shot clock. You don't shoot that.
Banks has been quiet so far. He's only taken 1 shot. Riverhawks have done a nice job on him. They're on top by 7, a little more than midway through the first half. Short. Tough shot, no good.
Good defense there, Xavier Lino. Staying with Short the entire time.
Somerville gets a little bit of space downhill, and it crawls over the side of the rim and down. The soft touch and the finish for the freshman. We've got 8 points already.
Nice finish there by Martin. Protected the ball with his body. Banks can't get an open look. Great defense.
Tough 3, though, from the corner. And a technical foul called after the triple on Louis Jordan.
Wow.
Said something, apparently, after knocking down that 3. And a quick trigger on that technical. But Jordan does get the 3 to pull UMBC back to within 6.
I mean, I don't know. I just think that, you gotta understand the emotions of a game. You gotta understand the emotions of kids that are out there. I mean, we're, 12 minutes into this game, and you're calling a technical foul on a kid who's not showing you up. He's not showing you up. That's when I think an official should say, okay, you're showing me up. I'm going to give you a T to get things back in order. I think it should be an open dialogue with officials and players. They're both out there, and the officials have a lot of control over a basketball game. There should be somewhat of an open dialogue. No signs of the kid showing up the official there. Quick technical.
Jordan will head to the bench. That is also his 2nd personal foul. Martin Somerville into double figures after those 2 free throws. That's the other thing, is you have an important big man for UMBC picking up a 2nd personal.
Right. I mean, you're talking about a 6'9" guy who's got 2 threes, stretching the floor, keeping Max honest, right? You figure Max is checking him.
Riverhawks to the bench again as Caleb Murphy is in for his first action. Somerville called for a travel.
Zone look there by UMBC after picking up high man. So throwing a little bit of a curveball at the Riverhawks, and they did not adjust to it at all.
Able to force the 4th UML turnover.
We've seen that from time to time this year, Chris, where teams have thrown different kind of defenses at UMass Lowell, and they just didn't respond well.
Banks, just nothing has come easy for him, but this time Short's able to pick it up and clean it up, get it back to a 6-point game.
Again, here's the zone look. Got to get the ball in the middle of the court. That's where the weakness is. That's where your options open up.
Blunt left alone, tries the 3 and buys it.
Simple basketball. Quinton Mincey gets to the foul line extended, gets the ball, can kick it back out. The defense shifts, and then Alan Blunt's wide open. I'm sorry, Anthony Blunt.
Alan Blunt's in Europe. Anthony Blunt, however, was wide open.
I don't feel bad about that. Oh, travel. I don't feel bad about that error at all. Anytime you mention Alan Blunt is a good thing. Special kid.
Had a great career at UMass Lowell, and his brother doing the same. Somerville Gives it up to Mincey, sheds the defender with that little jab step and then knocks it down. But great ball movement all around.
Great ball movement. When the ball moves, good things happen. No matter what level of basketball you're playing at, when the ball moves, good things happen. Good first half thus far for UMass Lowell on the offensive side.
12-point lead, the largest that the Riverhawks have enjoyed. And they're shooting 75% from the field so far in this one, including 6 threes. Banks catches inside, tough turnaround shot, no, and a late whistle as Banks tumbled out of bounds. Blunt call for the foul, that's his first personal. Brings us to a timeout on the floor, 6:59 to play.
Touches of black. They say a lot without having to say much. They stand for elegance, refinement, and prestige. Even a little can go a long way. And though they're darker than the darkest night, they make you see everything in a new light. The Kia X-Line Nightfall Collection.
Kia, movement that inspires.
From Pixar comes an all-new original series.
Everyone is chasing the feeling of a win.
Hey, Lori, you're famous.
But if someone wins,
You're not funny.
somebody has to lose. What did I just do?
One story.
Hey, Lori!
No matter what happens, you are all winners.
Told from 8 sides.
We'll make it work.
We always do.
Better not blow it.
Disney Pixar's Win or Lose. Now available only on Disney+.
Before taking Breztri for my COPD, I had bad days. Days ruined by flare-ups that could permanently damage my lungs. Then, I talked to my doctor about Breztri, and I noticed things changed. Breztri gave me better breathing. Starting within 5 minutes, my lung function improved. Breztri also helped improve my symptoms and was even proven to reduce flare-ups, including those that could send me to the hospital. Now, I worry less about bad days and enjoy more good days.
Breztri won't replace a rescue inhaler for sudden breathing problems. It is not for asthma. Tell your doctor if you have a heart condition or high blood pressure before taking it. Don't take Breztri more than prescribed. Breztri may increase your risk of thrush, pneumonia, and osteoporosis. Call your doctor if worsened breathing, chest pain, mouth or tongue swelling, problems urinating, vision changes, or eye pain occur. Can't afford your medication? AstraZeneca may be able to help.
Ask your doctor about Breztri for COPD.
36-24, UMass Lowell with the advantage. Pat Duquette and his charges huddling up after that last timeout. A foul on Anthony Blunt. Riverhawks 12 of 16 from the field and taking on a UMBC team that they're trying to beat for the second time this season. 26th meeting all time between the two teams. Look at the last meeting earlier this month on February the 1st. It was a big game for a few Riverhawks, including Quinton Mincey, who really went off.
Yeah, 17 boards in that game for Q. He was a monster that afternoon. That was a Saturday afternoon game.
Riverhawks came away with an 83-67 win. They've won 6 straight in the series. Last time the Retrievers won here was February 8th of 2020. Little did we know how different things were going to be in about a month. But
yeah, right.
Back at our younger, more innocent days of February 8th, 2020. That was the last time UMBC got a win in this building. Well, Marcus Banks Jr. at the free throw line. Banks on the season, 15.5 points per game. And he knocks down the first 2. He's had a tough start from the field, so a couple of free throws may be the thing to get him going.
Yeah, hasn't got anything easy. The Riverhawks defense has done a very good job picking him up early. Caleb Murphy there getting to that, there it is, that gap in the middle of the zone.
Murphy drifts into a high arcing jump shot, well short. 2 knees, grabs the rebound.
Yeah, that's not the option that you want there. If Caleb is going to go up with that, turn and face right away and go up. Don't make the shot harder by trying to put it on the deck and fading away. He should have kicked that. He had Anthony Blunt wide open on that wing. And a careless, unforced turnover.
Banks gives it up to Johnson. That's no good. UMBC 3 of 9 from beyond the arc. They've struggled to find the range from distance. They'll get another bite at it here. Yuri Covington checks back in for UMass Lowell. Ace Valentine back out there for UMBC.
Quick stint there for Caleb Murphy. Coach Duquette's seen enough. Needs to sit the talented player down. Transfer from DePaul. I mean, that's a kid that played in the Big East. And get his mind right. Some careless plays the last 3 times down.
There's Marcus Banks with his first field goal. Retrievers back to within 8. Good pass down low, and Max Brooks can't quite finish it.
Don't see that too often. Max missing one at point blank range.
Certainly the shot you want. Inside it goes, and that one
I don't know about
swatted
that.
by Brooks, who was pretty sure he got that one on the way up. Get another look at it here.
I think this might be one of those examples you talked about before, Chris, where the officials are just surprised that Max was able to get up that high and get that one.
Looked like he got that on the way up. But it'll go as 2 for UMBC. 6-point game. Mincey from the elbow able to answer.
That was exactly what I was mentioning earlier with Caleb Murphy. I mean, if you catch the ball there and you turn and you have space, shoot the ball.
Good start for Mincey. He's got 9. Brooks absolutely got that one on the way up. UMBC able to control it. Johnson runs headlong into Brooks, who blocks it again. Ball's loose along the end line. It's going to stay with UMBC. We had a chance to talk to Max Brooks earlier this season, and I asked him about some of the skill and technique and how he works at blocking shots. And he essentially told me none of that is accurate.
Yeah, it's just my gift.
I'm big, I'm athletic. I know when the ball's going up, and I go up and get it.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, that is just simply his gift. One of several that that Max has. His timing on blocks is just, it's as good as you're going to see. Good cut there.
Let's think of the analogy as Banks puts up a 3, runs the rim of a musician. And some of them are very technical. They know all the notes and the chords. Some guys just play.
Yeah.
Max is the latter, just plays.
He makes sweet music. Good pass.
Covington dumps it off to Brooks. Tough catch inside, shovels it out to Somerville. Ejects, no good. Anthony Blunt there for the rebound. Back out to Somerville. He'll try it again, this time all net.
Good effort there, Anthony Blunt. That's what really he's done all year for this team, Chris. Kid comes in, plays his role, plays hard, competes for rebounds from the guard spot.
Somerville with the quick hands. Nice pass down low.
Quick cues there, good look.
Deep 3, Mincey, got it!
Said it earlier, Quinton Mincey shooting the ball with a great rhythm right now. I mean, that was a bomb. Nice find to Max Brooks.
Quinton Mincey's knocked down all 3 3-pointers, checked out all 4 3-pointers he's looked at so far tonight. He's got 14 points, and 14 points is the advantage for the Riverhawks. Jim Ferry calls a timeout. Lowell getting its points 3 at a time. Martin Somerville from beyond the arc there. And Quinton Mincey burying one from deep as well. Riverhawks in front by 14.
If an online school that has hundreds of thousands of students isn't right for you, consider UMass Lowell. Real faculty, real campus, and with one of the lowest online tuitions in the country. Real value, too. AACSB accredited business school, a global leader in engineering, IT, and health sciences. Online programs highly ranked by U.S. News and World Report. Get the personalized attention and educational results you deserve. Getting ahead gets easier with UMass Lowell.
When you've been crafting the highest quality small batch meats for 5 generations like KM has, you learn some things.
Like how to make the most mouth-watering thick-cut bacon and juicy sausages from premium cuts of 100% pork and beef, all slow smoked to perfection with natural hardwood.
You also learn that packing decades worth of craft into small batches is harder than it looks. Real easy to eat, though.
KM Small Batch Bacon and Sausage.
We say, because it's not just the policy, it's the people. What does that mean? It means you're working with a highly specialized team that understands the risks you face at the office, on the road, and at home. We're the team that cares about the community you live, work, and play in. No matter where life takes you, we're there to help protect your property, your business, and your people. Visit fredcchurch.com because you deserve more than just a policy.
About 4 minutes left in the first half. What a season for Martin Somerville. Another big game so far for him. Seems to be the front runner, to put it mildly, to be America East Rookie of the Year.
If he doesn't win America East Rookie of the Year, someone needs to call the cops because a crime would have been committed. That kid has been impactful from day one in the summer when he arrived here on campus. He's just very mature, understands how to play. And as we talked about already, he can really shoot the basketball.
6th straight game for him, scoring in double figures. So he averages 13.8, at least coming in. That's probably going to go up a little bit because he's already at 13 tonight. Leading all freshmen in the conference. He's been a mainstay in terms of the Rookie of the Week award, which he's won far and away more than anybody else. Quite the first season for Martin Somerville.
Good cut.
Backdoor cut to Johnson, who draws the foul and the layup.
You know, because we talked about that technical foul earlier for UMBC against Jordan. Jordan came out of the game. That's when UMass Lowell really took over the basketball game. Now Jordan's reinserted. Just the size at 6'9" changes everything for your team. The defense has to be conscious of it, especially with Jordan's ability to stretch and step out and shoot three-point shots. There you see, Jordan gets the ball at the top of the key. An easy cut back door for Johnson for the easy two.
Somerville down low to Mincey. One more pass to Max Brooks, who's stripped on the way up. Mincey grabs it. Little mid-range jump shot and the kind roll as Quinton Mincey's hot shooting start continues. 16 points already for him. Quick answer back down the other way for UMBC as O'Donoghue lays it up and in.
Again, UMBC not letting the Riverhawks defense rest. Good dime.
Max Brooks finishes. How about this start for Somerville? 13 points, and that's his 7th assist.
Wow. There's Jordan from deep.
He comes right back into the game and immediately makes an impact. And it's a good point that you made a moment ago there, Jim. It's just his absence is when the Riverhawks did a lot of damage and built up that 14-point lead.
You know, when you're 6'9" at this level, it's very impactful in the game. Q from deep.
He's feeling it. That one almost went down off the top of the backboard. Shot goes in like that, you just know it's your night.
Oh, yeah. Good help, Max.
Able to shut off Johnson.
Without fouling.
Johnson gets it back, though. The open look and the triple. How about the UMBC not going away, down 8.
How about the cut by Short there to get into the crevice of the defense, catch, and the quick find to Johnson.
Johnson's got 9 points, his first 3. Bit of a rush shot the other way, but Anthony Blunt able to take it away in the backcourt. Mincey grabs the offensive rebound off his own miss.
How about the effort from the Riverhawks tonight? They've really come to play. Anthony Blunt just quietly making winning plays. Max has a mismatch here. He should be able to go right over Short.
Bides his time, but misses the dunk. Did everything right until the finish.
We've seen Max miss 2 easy ones tonight. We haven't seen that all year.
Short into the paint. Tough shot.
Tough. Great job of squaring the shoulders there to the basket.
It's an 8-0 run for UMBC, and they've pulled it back to a 2-possession game. Pat Duquette wants to talk things over with a little more than a minute to play in the first half. And the thing you worry about a little bit here, if you're UMass Lowell, now granted UMBC's also struggled in close games, but you build up a big lead, UMBC comes back, the here we go again factor.
Sure. You're exactly right, Chris. That's exactly what you start thinking of, right? You start playing a little bit differently. Playing not to lose is really a death sentence. And again, you got to play to win constantly. And right now, you see UMBC creeping back in here. You see Martin Somerville, the ball doesn't move at all that last time down on the offensive end. He goes right to the basket, kind of ill-advised, where we saw at the beginning of the game, the Riverhawks came out, found success moving the ball, getting everybody a touch.
Saw the three there from Jordan, and then Short with a really tough look in the paint. Body moving one way, he's got to turn back to the basket, find it, score. But UMBC has held the Riverhawks scoreless for nearly 2 minutes of game time. They put up 8 points in that stretch. And now we'll see how the Riverhawks can respond in the last minute and change here to try to go into the locker room with some momentum. Pat Duquette's so good at drawing up plays out of timeouts, and there's a great look from Max Brooks, who doesn't miss from point-blank range this time, and one the Riverhawks really needed.
Nice call there by Pat to get an easy one for Max. Two knees quick.
Two knees, one quick first step, and a bucket for UMBC.
Didn't allow Max to even close out. Again, we talked about attacking the pass. Certainly saw that right there from two knees.
6-point game. Riverhawks have to hustle to get the 2 for 1 here. Just looking for a good shot. Mincey from the middle of the paint. He's just been feeling it all night. 18 for Quinton Mincey in the first half.
You can honestly get that look every time he wants it.
Retrievers can hold for the final shot of the half. Shot clock is off.
Johnson and Covington. Good matchup here. Two tough athletic guards.
Jordan sets the screen. Tunis has it blocked by Brooks on the perimeter. With 3 seconds, taken back away from Johnson, who tried to heave it up from his stomach. UMBC bench wanted a foul there as the bodies were strewn about, but the first half will come to an end with the Riverhawks in front. 52-44 the score, so UMBC efficient shooting down the stretch. They made 6 of their last 7 from the field, but Lowell able to get a couple of baskets in the final minute there and get just a little bit more breathing room going into halftime.
Yeah, a good break there. Coach Duquette settled them down. They came in, they got a good look right from Max, and then another follow-up close to the basket, Quinton Mincey.
Quinton Mincey, 18 points in the first half to lead all scorers. Riverhawks shoot 63%, including 8 triples in half number 1, and they have got the advantage. 52-44 the final. 20 minutes of the books, 20 more to
Get in on a great deal with buy 1 footlong, get 1 free, now in the Subway app. That's right, today in the Subway app, when you buy 1 delicious, fresh sliced, meaty, saucy, fresh chopped veggie-packed footlong sub, you get another footlong free. A deal this good usually means you're signing up for a 2-year contract, but not here. No gimmicks, no catch. Just 2 footlongs for the price of 1. Get the deal now online or in-app with code FLBOGO. But hurry, the deal's only here for a limited time.
Dark Spot Revolution. New Mela B3 Serum, powered by multi-patented Melasil. Visibly corrects discoloration, even persistent dark spots, for all skin tones. New Mela B3 Serum.
Consumer Reports ranks car brands on more than 50 road tests, reliability surveys, owner satisfaction surveys, and safety ratings from IIHF. And for 2025, Consumer Reports' most reliable automotive brand is Subaru. It's no surprise they also named Subaru the best overall automotive brand.
Get 2.9% APR for 72 months on a new Subaru Outback during the Subaru A Lot to Love event going on now.
What if
There was no galaxy far, far away. And every second didn't count. And she never did let it go. And no one ever did get murdered in this building. Then that would really suck, wouldn't it? But hey, there is a galaxy far, far away. And every second does count. And she did let it go. And best of all, a whole bunch of people did get murdered in this building.
You gotta be freaking kidding me.
And aren't we lucky for that?
It's the return of women's college hoops. Oh, my! With the game's brightest stars. Must-see matchups. Wow. And off-the-charts hype. All season long on the networks of ESPN.
Listen up, hockey fans. NHL on ESPN Plus is back. The hardest hits, the dangles, and of course, the semis. You've got to be kidding me! It's not real! Enjoy every second of 1,000+ out-of-market games, exclusive matchups, marquee NHL events, and so much more. That's hockey on ESPN Plus.
In partnership with the Mill City Collective, UML Athletics sat down with 5 members of the men's basketball team. Check out the latest episode of the Mill City Minute, featuring the Riverhawks player to watch, Quinton Mincey, as he reflects on his time at UMass Lowell and what he's going to miss the most.
Jim Borodoka here on the campus of UMass Lowell. Quinton Mincey is our guest in the Mill City Minute. First 2 years on campus, kind of inconsistent, but saw flashes of what your potential was. Last year, it all came to fruition. I thought you were the most consistent, certainly the most versatile player in the league last year. What changed for you going into that season?
It started with my mentality and how I approached the game. You know, I felt like my first 2 years, I wasn't as ready as I thought I was. And I just had to, you know, I had to pretty much just learn that it's 80% mental, 20% skill. So once I figured that out, that things kind of just, you know, started rolling for me, and just getting the confidence through my teammates and the coaches and things like that, and just seeing just the results in my work and just how they trusted me, just little things like that. But definitely me taking the biggest step was me learning that the game is all mental.
Sure. 6th man of the year last year out of 33 games. You only started 1. Most guys, that's their goal, to be the starter. You seem much more comfortable coming off the bench. Why is that?
I feel like I get a better feel for the game, you know. If coach wants me to start, I'll start. If he wants me to come off the bench, I'll come off the bench. Really doesn't matter to me. Whatever he needs me to do that day, I'll do it, you know. But I would definitely say it's a comfortability in watching the game and getting a feel for the game, and just being on the sideline, climbing my teammates up, and whenever he calls my number, I'm just ready. I'm pumped. The juices are flowing.
You mentioned this is your last year.
Yes, sir.
What's the thing about UMass Lowell, Pat Duquette's program, the city itself, that you're going to miss the most?
Everything. Like, just the way they accepted me, who I am, me as a player, the fans, the coaches, the faculty, the teachers, the other student athletes, you know. Like, this is definitely home for me. I would say I'm definitely going to be visiting when I graduate. This is going to be my second home.
North America's largest indoor water park is minutes from Manhattan at American Dream. Over 40 rides and record-breaking slides, and always 85 degrees. This winter break, skip the trip and keep the getaway to DreamWorks Water Park.
You know who I am! For glory!
Oh, wow, we can spot your dehydration from a mile away.
Welcome to our world of extraordinary hydration science.
We've been busy advancing the science of hydration.
We've selected the ingredient of allulose,
A naturally derived sweetener that doesn't spike your blood sugar like glucose.
If creating such an amazing sugar-free formula was easy, everyone would do it.
But they don't.
Because they can't.
Liquid IV, sugar-free hydration. Zero sugar, zero artificial sweeteners.
The all-new Bourbon Street Chicken and Andouille Penne, bringing the flavors of New Orleans to the neighborhood with our new Big Easy menu, starting at just $11.99. Applebee's new Big Easy menu. Get it while you can. Now that's eating good in the neighborhood.
Obesity is America's deadliest epidemic.
This is America.
74% of us are overweight, and the $160 billion weight loss industry thrives on keeping it this way.
This is America.
This system wasn't built to help us. It was built to keep us sick and stuck. But not anymore. Hims & Hers offers life-changing weight loss medications that are affordable, doctor-trusted, and designed to fit your body, goals, and lifestyle. Join us in the fight for a healthier America.
Who wins when the Toyota RAV4 and Honda CR-V compete with the Subaru Forester? 96% of Forester vehicles sold in the last 10 years are still on the road today. That's more than the RAV4 or CR-V. The 2025 Forester is also an IIHS Top Safety Pick Plus. That's better than the RAV4 and CR-V. It also holds its value better than any other SUV in its class, according to J.D. Power.
Get special low rates on a new Subaru Forester during the Subaru A Lot to Love event, going on now.
Halftime here in Lowell, UMass Lowell and UMBC midway through as we take a look at the latest from around the America East Conference, and the tournament standings are starting to take shape, at least at the top. Bryant has locked up a top 4 seed in the conference, an 11-1 record. And Jim, I think a lot of people thought the Bulldogs were going to be good this season. I don't know too many people outside of Smithfield, Rhode Island, and maybe even in Smithfield, Rhode Island, who thought they'd be this good.
Yeah, I mean, they did bring a lot back from last year, so that was the positive. But again, when people were talking about the conference preseason, it wasn't the Bryant Bulldogs. It was UMass Lowell. It was Vermont. You know, the usual suspects. Bryant, right from the gate, has come out and taken hold of the conference, and they've been great all season.
Coming into tonight, they had a chance and have a chance to share their first ever America East regular season title. They can obviously win it outright as well, but a win today and a main loss, they'll get at least a share. Meanwhile, you mentioned Vermont. The Catamounts were sort of middle of the pack there for a while, but a season-long 4-game win streak, and all of a sudden they're back up near the top.
Yeah, just when you think that Vermont is down and going to struggle, here they come. Great coach, great culture, and they have some really good players on that team.
They've won 6 out of their last 8, and meanwhile, that number 4 seed, you've got Bryant at the top, you've got the Catamounts, Maine as well. Right now, it's Albany 4th in the standings. They've had some good wins this year.
Yeah, I mean, you know, one of the stories of the season as it's playing out right now, Coach Jennings really has those guys playing well, and they're winning close games. They're big at every position, so no matter who they play in conference, they can compete because of the matchups.
They've won 4 out of their last 7, and if the season were to end today, as the old cliche goes, they would be hosting a game in the America East quarterfinals. The season does not, in fact, end today, and the game does not end now. We got another half to go. Keep it here.
Vermont, to me, has held on to, I think, what skiing was all about. Getting together with your friends, riding a chairlift up, meeting some new people, and sharing the stories. It's sharing the legacy. It's sharing the stoke. It goes back to what skiing is. It's about the people. So, yeah, that's magic.
Derek!
Hey, Mom, I need to lay low for a couple days. There's too much heat on this car.
Too much heat?
I only paid for a Hyundai Tucson.
Ruth! Listen, Jenna, I need to lay low for a few days.
Why?
Deal so right, it almost feels wrong. The Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. Lease an all-wheel drive Hyundai Tucson for $259 a month today.
What if there was no galaxy far, far away, and every second didn't count, and she never did let it go, and no one ever did get murdered in this building? Then that would really suck, wouldn't it? But hey, there is a galaxy far, far away, and every second does count, and she did let it go. And best of all, a whole bunch of people did get murdered in this building.
You gotta be freaking kidding me.
And aren't we lucky for that?
Let's start the bidding at $5 million. Thank you, sir.
These people of privilege, hoarding the financial advantages for far too long.
7.5 at the back.
Look at them, unaware that Robin Hood Gold members now enjoy the VIP treatment.
$10 million on the
A
right.
3% IRA match on retirement contributions.
11 million, sir.
Once they discover their privileges are no longer exclusive, their fragile reality will plunge into disarray.
Where does the time go? Where does the time go?
Until this week, my dad did not know where he was from. I'm African American, I want to know where I come from. It means the world to share ancestry with my dad. So in Nigeria, that's where it all started. So they've broken it down by regions, by journeys, and by parent.
Man, this is deep. And it adds more complexity to our lives, too. It adds more color.
My pops is my fuel, my family, and my community. This is my way of saying thank you to him.
Just about to start the second half. Chris Villani, Jim Borodoka with you. Get a look at some of the first half highlights. Riverhawks in front 52-44, and UMass Lowell really effective, Jim, from beyond the arc in that first half.
Yeah, when they moved the basketball, yes. We saw UMBC go to a little bit of a zone look that at first threw the Riverhawks off just a little bit, but then they started getting the ball to the middle and they were getting some good looks. But I tell you what, UMBC did not go away. I mean, they came out right from the get-go with Jordan. Really, the offense was running through him. We saw him knock down a couple from deep. Very competitive, and they made a run there at the end. If you're UMass Lowell, you got to get back to what got you going early, and that is ball movement. Give everybody a touch.
See Quinton Mincey, huge first half for him, 18 points, 4 of 5 from beyond the arc. You mentioned Louis Jordan. He had 9 points, hit all 3 threes that he tried, but limited a little bit. Had to come out of the game for a few minutes after picking up a technical foul, his second personal. The stats, pretty similar. A few more three-pointers, obviously, for the Riverhawks. UMBC's been a little bit better in terms of points in the paint. But look at that last number, Jim. You talk about the ball movement, 14 assists on the 19 made baskets.
Yeah, very encouraging number if you're Coach Pat Duquette.
Riverhawks trying to snap a 3-game losing streak. UMBC lost its last time out, but gave Bryant all it could handle. It's a Bulldogs team that, coming into tonight, 11-1 in conference play. Riverhawks back out onto the floor.
You have to think Coach Jim Ferry is going to try to look to run some sets to get Marcus Banks some open looks, or at the very least, some looks. The Riverhawks have done a very good job of making things uncomfortable for him.
UMBC with the ball first. Here at Costello. 3-ball attempt from Banks off the back iron. He's had a little bit of trouble getting going. We talked about some of the scenarios at halftime in the America East. Vermont and Bryant with a big showdown at Patrick Gym. They're just getting underway there. Meanwhile, Maine has a lead on Albany in the first half, and Binghamton a 35-22 halftime advantage on UNH. That time of the year where you really got to pay attention to the out-of-town scores in the standings, because it means quite a bit, as Max Brooks gets the first bucket for the Riverhawks in the second half.
Nice set right out of the halftime break. Everybody got a touch, a lot of body movement. Max was able to get Jordan one-on-one deep.
11 points for Brooks. He's the third Riverhawk in double figures. Banks pass taken away by Somerville. Pitch ahead to Quinton Mincey, tucks it to his chest, but the layup is way too strong at Jordan bearing down on him.
Well, not much help there for Quinton Mincey. None of the Riverhawks even really made it over half court there. Had they, probably would have got an easy 2. Instead, down the other end, UMBC takes advantage. Marcus Banks with 2.
Speaking of an easy 2 there for Banks, he's got 6. It's really lived up to the billing so far in terms of the offense and the efficiency from both of these teams, as Yuri Covington dials up a 3. Ripped off the rim by Johnson, who nearly threw it away.
Good find there by Cam on Banks. You don't want to leave him open.
Don't want to leave Jordan open either, but follows his own shot off the miss.
Q with the closeout, but took himself out of the play.
Big finish inside. Tough catch by O'Donoghue. And once he was able to spin free, throws it down to make it a 6-point game.
O'Donoghue with a very quiet 10 points here, Chris. Martin, nice.
Somerville, tough take. O'Donoghue rips down the rebound. Pitch ahead to Short. Nice block by Mincey. Stayed with it the entire way.
Oh, what a great defensive play there by Quinton Mincey, right? Let Short go underneath him.
Now on the offensive end, he draws the foul on O'Donoghue, and Quinton Mincey's going to go to the free throw line for 3.
Three on O'Donoghue. Something to keep an eye on.
So that defensive play there for Quinton Mincey, just quick hands and great awareness to get a piece of that basketball without fouling.
Q's been shooting free throws. Great clip this year, about 78%.
Yeah, he's been one of the most efficient scorers on the team. At 47% from the field, not quite up to the 70% of Max Brooks, but he also tends to shoot the ball from a little bit further away. Mincey playing his 10th game against UMBC.
Wow.
Had a lengthy career for the Riverhawks. He's got 21 points.
O'Donoghue with just a hard back screen on Q.
Banks just lost his footing trying to get to that basketball, and it's out of bounds. The turnover is the 7th for UMBC.
Coach kept pleading with Martin and Cam to get up the court. Let's put some pressure on these guys. Let's attack.
3 for Yuri Covington. And the Riverhawks back in front by a dozen.
Quinton Mincey not giving Banks anything.
Jordan gets that one to go.
Another one.
Popped halfway out, but then dropped home. His 4th three-pointer of the game.
Jordan having a good time out there. Big smile on the big guy's face.
Somerville steps back into a 3 and answers.
Martin just wiped the smile right off of his face. Put him in a little bit of the blender there.
16 for Somerville. Riverhawks have 63 points. And we're barely 3.5 minutes into the second half.
We knew it was going to be a high-scoring affair.
I didn't think it was going to be 1980s NBA type high scoring. And how about that?
Johnson.
Off the inbounds, Johnson able to answer. And yeah, if you took the points in this one, I like your bet.
Cam and Jordan battling down there. Good seal by Cam. They might have called an offensive foul on Cam. I mean, you know, you got to let the big guys go at it down there.
That's 3 on Morris.
Cam pleading with the official.
Morris missed about half of that first half after picking up the second foul, and now he's got his 3rd.
Too bad, because he came out with great energy the first 5 minutes of the game.
Banks, nice pass inside, but no finish. O'Donoghue is there, though, to clean it up, and you talked about the quiet night he's having. It's getting louder by the moment. He's up to a dozen.
Sure is. Kid just makes effort plays. He's playing harder than everybody else out there right now.
Brooks spins baseline, steps through and scores. Just covers so much ground with that stride.
Very patient. They've done a really good job this year in developing that patience. When he takes that initial bump from the big, gathers himself and is able to finish on the other side.
Short can't quite finish there. Riverhawks have numbers if they hurry. Mincey skips it into the corner. Covington drifts right. Lowell in front by 9 with the ball.
Good transition defense there by the Retrievers.
Cam Morris, 2 more.
Good patience by the Riverhawks not to force anything. Take it back out, circle it around the perimeter.
That's 8 for Morris. And O'Donoghue a little bit shaken up. Hobbling to the sideline. That'll bring us to a timeout on the floor. 14:55 to play in the second half. Two teams shot the ball very well in the first half. Nothing has really changed in the opening part of half number 2. Jordan burying a triple and Martin Somerville answering him. Riverhawks in front by 11.
At the break of dawn, our conference awakens, and champions will rise, pulsing like a battle drum, steady and unyielding, ready to face any challenge through grit and resolve. Out here rises the heart of the tenacious, fueled by conviction and driven by commitment to team and alma mater. This is our battle cry that rings out through the generations. The sun rises in the east, so does our march towards greatness, which has only just begun. This is the America East.
It's brutal. So slow.
Good thing we brought Jersey Mike's. Is that Danny DeVito?
Don't worry about me. This is a commercial for Jersey Mike's. And at Jersey Mike's, the subs matter most. Freshly sliced right in front of you. That's what matters here. Almost forgot. I found your ball.
It's a rock.
Where the subs matter most. It's a Jersey Mike's thing. A sub above.
When you're the leader in disaster cleanup and restoration, how do you make like it never even happened happen? Woo! Yeah! By being prepared for anything!
Serve Pro, like it never even happened.
Earn your MBA for under $20K, and in just 12 months. UMass Lowell makes it possible with an online MBA ranked among the nation's best. Visit UMass Lowell at uml.edu/online.
Connection between one of the assistant coaches at UMBC and one of their starters. Brian Beaudenay was the coach for Marlon Short at Canterbury School in Connecticut. Short graduated initially committed to Division III Stanislaus State. Beaudenay hired, though, as an assistant coach at UMBC. Short ended up here in 2023. The pair collaborated for a NEPSAC Class B championship 5 years ago. And now together at the collegiate level.
When you think about that, Short was going to go play at the Division III level. He's out here starting and contributing and is a very effective player at the Division I level.
3 ball too short, bounces back out though for Banks, who gets the second look.
I'll tell you, Banks' eyes lit up when that ball bounced to him and there was no white jerseys around.
He's got 9 points. You mentioned Short, 8 points for him tonight, 5 assists as well to lead the team.
Yeah, very solid player. Good
Down
pass.
low, Brooks, he catches there. There's just nothing you can do. And Max Brooks with the finish. He's got 15 points.
Good D, Quinton Mincey on Banks. Thought Banks might have traveled there, dragged that pivot foot.
Toonies has that blocked by Brooks. That's the 4th block for Max Brooks. Up ahead, Cam Morris finishes in transition.
Great catch and finish, Cam. Only 4 blocks for Max? Wow, it seems like he's got more than that. He has just been very active protecting the rim.
Valentine gives it up to Jordan.
Cam, good close out there on Jordan. Remembering the big man has knocked down 4 from pretty deep as we see Johnson getting hot.
Good mid-range look there for Bryce Johnson. He's got 17 points, leading all of the Retrievers. 10-point game. Once again, down low to Morris, just imposing his will. He's been doing that all night. He's up to 12 points on 6 of 7 shooting.
I think the Riverhawks have recognized they have a huge advantage getting inside. I mean, Jordan is 6'9", but he's not a physical 6'9". Continue to pound the ball inside to Cam, Max, and even Q. It's been effective.
Valentine has it taken away. Covington steps right into the lane.
What a great job. Textbook opening up to the ball there, Yuri Covington.
Skip past Somerville.
And trying to get it into Max with 2 knees right there. Kind of deep in. Max just bullying.
Splits 2 defenders, and talk about opposing your will. Jim Ferry calling for a timeout, as his team has surrendered 75 points. And we aren't even 28 minutes into this one. Riverhawks scoring at nearly 3 points a minute.
Max fired up after that strong move to the rim.
Max Brooks puts 2 more on the board. He's up to 15 points. Riverhawks with a 14-point advantage. Emotional for the big guy.
New projects means new project managers. You need to hire.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. When you sponsor a job on Indeed, it's easier for talented candidates to find it, which makes it easier for you to hire them. Visit Indeed.com/hire.
The guy made a left into the river. Daddy's home. Hey, you got that thing?
Yeah, I got that thing.
Throw it in the fridge.
Oh, what's this? You keep dog food in the fridge?
It's not dog food. It's Fresh Pet. Real meat, real veggies for my boy Junior.
No disrespect, but what are we doing here?
Anybody asks, we were at Grandma's.
Fresh Pet. It's not dog food, it's food food.
That spice is 10 out of 10. Would recommend. Hi, my name is Khadijah, and a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A Grilled Spicy Deluxe Sandwich is that spicy kick of the chicken. It's just the right amount of heat. It gets me excited and definitely wanting more. And then, pro tip, add that cilantro lime sauce. I couldn't get enough of that sauce. It cools it down. If the sandwich is at 100, the cilantro lime takes it to 200. It makes me want to, tell all my friends and family.
Real guests paid for their testimonial.
Who wins when the Toyota RAV4 and Honda CR-V compete with the Subaru Forester? 96% of Forester vehicles sold in the last 10 years are still on the road today. That's more than the RAV4 or CR-V. The 2025 Forester is also an IIHS Top Safety Pick Plus. That's better than the RAV4 and CR-V. It also holds its value better than any other SUV in its class, according to J.D. Power.
Get special low rates on a new Subaru Forester during the Subaru A Lot to Love event. Going on now.
NHL on ESPN Plus is back. Enjoy 1,000+ out-of-market games, exclusive matchups, marquee NHL events, and so much more. That's hockey on ESPN Plus.
14-point advantage for the Riverhawks, 75-61 the score. And get a look at the defense here for Max Brooks. Into offense, Cam Morris in transition.
What a great finish by Cam.
Morris has got 12 points. Numbers for Brooks, impressive with the 4 block shots. Well, how about the stat line for Martin Somerville? 16 points, 11 assists.
Wow.
And 3 steals. Backdoor cut down low to Johnson, and again, it's Brooks with the block, but it looked like a foul before Max Brooks got that called on Yuri Covington.
Yeah, Yuri got him on the arm, I thought they were saying.
Covington picks up his second, and that will send Bryce Johnson to the free throw line. Johnson third in the conference in America East scoring this year, 16.7 points per game. Made at least 3 shots in every conference game he's played this year. He's got 7 tonight. He's made 3 from beyond the arc. And he's been on a nice stretch, shooting better than 50% over his last 3 games, continuing that again tonight. 7 for 11 from the field. Just been so efficient and so effective for this Retrievers team.
And full court pressure, I should say, there by UMBC. Going to burn some clock and hurry up the Riverhawks offense.
Brooks along the baseline, tough pass. Mincey again finds some space. He's just scored in every way imaginable tonight. Inside, outside, going to the basket from mid-range. He's got 23.
This is a big-time move by Q there. Jordan with another one.
That's his 5th three, and again, a big smile on his face. Just having the time of his life out there.
He is his biggest fan. What a character.
You have to be, Jim.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
Every say about the greatest love. It's learning to love yourself. There's Somerville. And a night he's had. He should love his stat line, but maybe not that particular pass from Mincey.
Can't make that pass from the top of the key. It's got to go to the wing and get a better angle.
UMBC trying to cut into the deficit. This is sort of that precarious place for UMass Lowell. They were up by 14 points at about this stage against UNH. Is that three well off the mark? And let the lead slip away. If you're the Riverhawks, you just don't even want to go down that road again. Try to put this team away. Once again, Mincey swallowed up this time, but a couple of hard body blows there. It's a question who the foul's going to be on. Looks like it's going to go on Johnson. That'll take us to another timeout on the floor. 12-point advantage for the Riverhawks, 77-65. Lowell with the lead, trying to snap a 3-game losing streak. Get back in the win column, move up those America East standings.
Genesis GV70 and GV80. Lease the Genesis GV80 for $479 per month. Exclusively at your tri-state Genesis retailers.
So we're down 34-0. Winning will be tough. That's why I brought in the ease specialist.
Right. Geico makes car insurance easy. With the Geico app, you can check your policy on the go and get access to 24/7 claim support. You know, that felt a lot closer.
For car insurance made easy, get more with Geico.
From Pixar comes an all-new original series.
Everyone is chasing the feeling of a win.
Hey, Lori, you're famous.
But if someone wins,
You're not funny.
somebody has to lose.
What did I just do?
One story.
No matter what happens, you are all winners.
Told from 8 sides.
We'll make it work.
We always do.
Better not blow it.
Disney Pixar's Win or Lose. Now available only on Disney+.
Saturday presents Round 1. Itchy Allergy Eyes versus Weed Whacker Guy, the undisputed champion of hurling grass and pollen everywhere. And introducing the Challenger, extra strength Saturday. It relieves itchy eyes and works all day to prevent the release of histamines that cause the itch. And the winner is Saturday, eye allergy itch relief that works faster and outperforms Claritin and Flonase even at 24 hours. Saturday, bring it on.
Well, don't let UMass Lowell tell you that the weekend starts on Thursday. Thursday has not been kind to the Riverhawks. 0-5 this season on this particular night of the week, which unfortunately for them is a popular one in the America East schedule. And you look at where we were in life on February the 29th of last year, the last time the Riverhawks won on a Thursday. You got a Dunkin' medium iced coffee for $2, free side, a guac at Chipotle. Staples did a big passport photo giveaway. I don't know why, but it doesn't matter. That's what happened. Tyrese Halliburton turned 6. It was a crazy time.
Long time ago.
Long time ago. And I was looking back at our Cracker Jack graphics team put together those little nuggets there. And all the games the Riverhawks have won, none of them were on a Thursday. No, during the non-conference, they typically played Wednesdays with the occasional Monday or Friday mixed in. But you see a lot of the smaller conferences trying to tighten up the travel schedules on the weekends. You want to keep the Saturday. So instead of playing a Wednesday, Saturday, you play that Thursday, Saturday. So you can minimize the travel. Still beats the Ivy League with the Friday, Saturday, but looking for a Thursday night win here is Johnson just off the mark on that triple. Approaching the midway point of the second half, and the Riverhawks on top by 13.
Riverhawks dodged one there. Good offense by the Retrievers. Got Johnson a wide open look. Max working hard to get that position on Jordan. Good find.
He gets it. Pretty feed there, and an and-one opportunity. And Jordan's doing some great work on offense from beyond the arc, but on the interior, he's having a lot of trouble with Max Brooks.
Yeah, Max is Jordan he's smiling a lot on the offensive sides, but frowning a lot trying to hold Max on the defensive end.
Brooks with his 19th point. 18th and 19th after that bucket, and now he's got 20. 81 points for the Riverhawks, 3/4 of the way through the game. On pace for north of 110.
Good D, Quinton Mincey. Jordan a little bit out of his element there, trying to put the ball to the deck.
Here's Somerville.
Good pass.
Kicks it out to Mincey. One more, Covington for three. Bounces off the back iron. It's run down by Banks.
He loves that little shuffle step back.
16 points, the largest lead for the Riverhawks as Martin Somerville called for the foul on Dalen Dickerson. Hoffman, Texas native, who's gotten some time here in the second half.
Now Jordan comes out of the game. We saw in the first half, the Riverhawks were able to kind of take charge a little bit and take control of things when he went out after that technical foul.
Marlon Short back into the game. Here's Banks. Pounds his way inside, tough move, but the shot is too short. Well guarded there the whole way.
I mean, the Riverhawks have already hit their season average in points with 9 minutes left here, Chris. But so far, the story of the night has really been their defense. I mean, they've really challenged everything. They've had good effort, good energy.
And it's interesting because UMBC has shot better than 53% from the field. As Max Brooks, again, just catches so deep, absorbs some contact there, too. He's got 22 points.
You just get it into Max every single time. UMBC doesn't have anybody that can handle him.
Dickerson fouled on the floor.
Bailed out there.
And he kind of lost the handle on the basketball. Fouls the first on Max Brooks, who's an efficient 9 of 11 from the field.
And a nice job by Quinton Mincey again. We saw it the last possession, allowing Max the time to get that position and getting him the ball immediately so he can go to work.
From the corner, Dickerson will try a three. That bounces out. Somerville grabs the rebound. Board for Somerville is third on the night. Covington draws the foul. I mentioned though, Somerville with 11 assists, 3 steals as well.
Yeah, hasn't forced really anything tonight at all. Has been very poised, been able to, move the ball around, make sure everybody's getting touches. It's tough for a kid like Martin Somerville, so talented scoring the basketball, but as the point guard out there, you got to make sure you're feeding everyone else.
Down low again, Brooks gets everybody up in the air, count it, and one.
Max is just a beast here in the second half, Chris.
24 points for Max Brooks, 11 of 13 from the field.
So again, the patience shows it. Allows the defenders to fly by, and then strong finish through Banks.
That's the strength of Brooks, really can't be overstated. As is the case with a lot of big guys, absorbs a lot of contact, and to be able to finish through it is something that he's been so good at this year, as the Riverhawks could get 90 before the under-8 timeout. Just like that, Lowell, on the strength of a 9-0 run, has opened this one up. A 1-point advantage. Dickerson couldn't hold on to the rebound, but a foul called.
Good effort by Dickerson to get in there and get the offensive rebound.
Riverhawks have held the Retrievers scoreless for the last 3 minutes and 51 seconds. They've scored 9 straight in that stretch. And Lowell looking poised to end a 3-game slide on top by 21.
Jen loved her Gain Hibiscus Hula Flings until Brad moved in and brought along a few new, exciting additions. And they discovered that when they mixed their scents, they were more than just soulmates. They were scentmates. Mix, match, more happy with Gain.
So I have 10 years of hospitality experience.
And a college degree? It just can't be blank. Blank is bad.
So a degree in Dutch poetry would make me more qualified?
Yep.
A zoology degree?
Yep.
Metalsmithing?
Yep.
Poultry science?
Yeah.
Indeed matches you with jobs that actually match your experience. And what was your major?
Dance.
Oh.
This sandwich is not just spicy, it's flavorful.
Hi, this is Patayo. And this is Elsa. And a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A Grilled Spicy Deluxe Sandwich is that spicy kick. I really like the marinated chicken breast because the spice comes in at just the right moment.
Oh, no. A little thing I love is that cilantro lime sauce. It's a fun blend of zesty and bold. It's highlighting the flavors in the chicken. That's what really makes me happy. Are you gonna eat all your fries?
Real guests paid for their testimonials.
7:49 to play, and what a game for Max Brooks. 25 points, 4 block shots. He's hit 11 of his 13 shots from the field.
Well, Chris, you said it. This was really a must-win game for UMass Lowell, but winning in a certain fashion. A win that gives them confidence, a feel-good win, if you will. Max Brooks is their leader, right? He's their emotional leader. He's their statistical leader in a lot of ways. Max came out tonight and was ready to go right from the jump. His emotional, let's call them outbursts every time he scores. It just gets everybody going. And really nice to see Max have a night where, he gets the touches that we want him to get, and he's finishing.
You can see he's the most efficient shooter in all of Division I. He's also among the leaders in total blocks and blocks per game. You see the numbers tonight. As Dalen Dickerson at the free throw line knocks down the first for UMBC to snap their nearly 4-minute scoreless drought. But this is assuming the Riverhawks can hold on here down the stretch and maybe win without having any anxiety in the final minutes. Really exactly what they needed. Less than 48 hours from now, they're going to be at Patrick Gym taking on the Vermont Catamounts as Yuri Covington knocks down the 3. And the last 4 teams that the Riverhawks have in the America East schedule are all teams that got the better of them the first time around. And that includes a couple of road games going to Vermont, and they have to go up to Maine, which is just never an easy trip in general, but especially not the way the Black Bears are playing this year.
Oh, absolutely not. No, Orono's always been considered a trap game in the conference, but again, Chris Markwood has those guys playing really well this year, so even a tougher task heading north. As far as UMass Lowell goes, it's a daunting task ahead of them, but they still have the pieces here that they had at the start of the season when everybody thought this was going to potentially be the year they're the team to beat in the conference. So, hopefully this is a game that can kind of get things back on track for this group.
Sometimes it just takes one game or one performance to kind of stop the slide. And that's the thing about a one-bid conference, too. You get hot at the right time. It really doesn't matter what you've done in January or February.
Right.
Now, to be fair, that's the common refrain in the one bid conference, right? You have a tough non-conference schedule. It's all about the conference.
Yeah.
Then you don't play well in the conference. It's all about the conference tournament. So
Sure.
you can always say that,
Sure,
but there is
sure.
an element of truth to it. You get hot
100%.
at the end of the year. It doesn't matter if you go into the NCAA tournament as a 500 team.
Absolutely. I mean, we've seen teams, make runs that were, not necessarily great teams during the regular season. They get in the tournament. Anything can happen when you get hot.
Look what UMBC was able to do, as we mentioned 7 years ago now, just shocking the college basketball world and knocking off UVA. Wahoo's obviously bounced back in fine fashion the next year, winning the national championship, but UMBC is always going to have that.
That play will live forever. Yeah, that will live
Advancing in the
forever.
NCAA tournament, huge for the conference as well. Max Brooks fouled hard there.
You see UMBC, even though they're down 21 here, picking up full court. Like to see the Riverhawks have the opportunity to play against that full court pressure here in the last 6 minutes, simply because we've seen them really implode against Albany, against Maine, when they've been pressured full court. Really giving them fits this year.
Jim Ferry going to his bench here late as Tim Aze and Devin Sapp into the game for their first action. Aze, a freshman, 6'7", out of Kleinburg, Ontario, Canada. Devin Sapp, a senior at UMBC after multiple stops in California. He's from the College of San Francisco. Now finds himself in Baltimore, or Catonsville, Maryland to be exact. 90 points on the board for the Riverhawks with still over 6 minutes to play. There's Sapp just trying to throw it through too many defenders, finally taken away by Max Brooks. Head of the pack, kicks it out to Mincey.
Good decision there by Max not to get too ahead of himself and try to take that one to the rim. I'll let Q go to work here on Sapp. Good pass.
Wide open Somerville, he ejects too short.
Martin had a couple of steps. He could have come in a little bit there. That was a hard double on Quinton. Good take.
Yeah, big time move there by Ace Valentine. He's in the hole for two, but it's a 20-point deficit for UMBC. 5.5 minutes left. And for the Retrievers, they got to turn the page here pretty quickly as well. We showed the America East standings coming into this one. Right now, NJIT, the odd team out, but still not mathematically eliminated in terms of the America East tournament. Cam Morris pulls down the rebound. Once again, Brooks, kind of an awkward shot there.
Didn't think he realized how open he was. Looked like he was trying to dump that one into Cam, and nobody picked him up.
Devin Sapp pinballs out. But the Retrievers are going to have to turn this around as well. They want to make sure they're in the America East tournament, just to at least give themselves a chance.
You talk about the parity in the conference this year, Chris. You see NJIT, kind of the odd team out. I mean, their record is very misleading. Like we've had them. They're big. They're athletic. So to think about a team like that may not even make the conference tournament is a testament to how competitive the America East has been this year.
Yeah, they got a win over UMass Lowell earlier this season. Kind of a young team, but a team that does seem to be on the up-and-coming trajectory. Another win this year was over UNH in conference play. Keeping an eye on some of the out-of-town scores, as I mentioned, it's a tight one, 27 apiece late in the first half at Patrick Gym between Bryant and Vermont. So
that's a good matchup.
That'll be one to look at there.
Sure.
Because all of a sudden Vermont wins that game. They're just a game behind Bryant in the America East standings. Meanwhile, a win for Bryant, and they can lock up at least a share of the America East regular season crown if Maine loses, and Maine's in a battle with Albany on the road. Max Brooks throws that one home.
Max has 30.
So a lot to look at in terms of the conference standings, and things will shake out here over the next 2 weeks. And as you mentioned, 30 points for Max Brooks, 13 of 16 from the field. Just a dominant performance here for the Riverhawks, and one they really needed.
Really were very good tonight moving the basketball.
Somerville absorbed some contact, might have gotten a whistle in a closer game.
Yeah, right.
Eze gets a good first step and lays it up and in for 2.
There's this full court pressure we talked about. It's good experience for this Riverhawks team to see this now, even though the game may be considered out of hand, 22 up with only 3 minutes left.
Riverhawks look like they're poised to go north of 100 here and end the Thursday doldrums, which is good for them with a showdown against Bryant coming up a week from tonight. Here's Somerville, tough take, and it dances home. Sometimes it's just your night, and that's the case for Martin Somerville. He's got 18 points to go with his 13 assists.
A good strong move there by Martin to get a chance at a three-point play the old-fashioned way.
He's going to head to the free throw line when we come back. 2:41 to play here in half number 2. Riverhawks on their way to a win. Somerville on his way to the basket.
Hey, it's Matt from the Establishment Restaurant and Bar in North Chelmsford. If you're looking for a great dining experience with delicious food and fun, we've got the perfect location. You'll love our great selection of appetizers and pizzas, delicious steak tips, gourmet salads, and chicken parmesan. Come see what the buzz is all about. We're also the perfect place for your next gathering with 2 great function rooms easily accommodating up to 150 people. So come out for an evening of fun at our restaurant and bar. The Establishment, the place to be.
In 1912, a group of immigrants founded a financial institution that would be accessible to all, and Jeanne d'Arc Credit Union was born. Today, our guiding principle remains the same. We share a common thread. We are all connected by our community and our passion for creating a brighter future. We're more than just a place to bank. We're a trusted partner in your financial journey. We are Jeanne d'Arc Credit Union.
Busy night in the America East, as pretty much every Thursday is. You see Bryant and Vermont locked up at a tight one there. Outcome still very much in doubt between Maine and Albany. Binghamton having its way at home in Vestal with UNH, but Vermont pulls off that win at Patrick, could shake things up at the top of the standing, especially if Maine falls.
Right.
And Albany is a team that everybody who's kind of bunched up in the middle is keeping an eye on as well, because they're the team to catch. Just even getting one game at home could make a huge difference for a team's America East Championship hopes.
Well, again, it goes back to the parity of the conference, right? I mean, they're going to get in the conference tournament, and any one of 4 or 5 teams can make a run and get to the big dance. So having that home court game could be crucial.
You see what Lowell's capable of with what they're doing here tonight. If they do end up as a 5 or 6 seed in that bunched up standings, that's going to be a tough draw.
Yeah.
You look at, say, your Maine, you have a great season, your best in about 15 years in the America East, finished 3rd in the conference, and your reward is having to host UMass Lowell, the team that was picked to finish 2nd.
Right, and arguably the most talented team in the conference.
Riverhawks will have the ball after that goes out of bounds. Ashton Reese new into the game for UMBC, as again Jim Ferry getting deep into his bench. Jaden Stone also out there for the Retrievers. Ekwamafa will come into the game for UMass Lowell. There's Pat Duquette going his bench as well in the final 2 minutes of a game that's not competitive at this stage. It's a tough three from the corner. Rebound grabbed by Eze inside, swatted against the backboard as Morris able to get a piece of it.
Cam's had a good night tonight.
Really complete game for him.
Yeah, it really has.
12 points, doesn't quite have the eye-popping numbers that Brooks or Somerville or Mincey has, but just been really solid on both ends of the floor. Covington from mid-range, all net, that's pretty. Really the only drama is whether the Riverhawks are going to get to 100.
I mean, you know, if Cam has the numbers of those guys, then they're in trouble because that's not his role, right? Those, you know, they're the three-headed monster. Cam has to be comfortable, Yuri has to be comfortable, and just playing a role, right, and being a contributing factor, and let those guys go crazy. That's when this team is at their best.
UMBC continuing to play hard on the defensive end, applying that full court pressure. But yeah, you look at the numbers, double doubles for both Mincey and Somerville. Points and rebounds for Mincey, 24 points, 10 boards. Points and assists for Somerville with 18 and 13. Max Brooks with 30 tonight.
2 games against UMBC. Quinton Mincey averaging 25 points and 14 boards.
That'll do. Layup's no good. Tough pass there through traffic and out of bounds.
Good look by Anthony Blunt there. Riverhawks fans with a warm up the bus chant.
They didn't fly in?
I was going to say that, but I figured I'd let them have their fun.
Final minute of this one. UMBC will head home after this, take on NJIT. There's a tough finish by Eze, skying to the basket and throwing it down in the final minute. But they got 3 games left, NJIT, Albany, and Vermont. And the Riverhawks can dribble it out here, so maybe the biggest upset is they did not get to 100 points. They were on pace for well above that for most of the game. But they're going to come away with a win, one they needed, and in a fashion that they really needed. And we'll see whether this is a bit of a spark. Huge test coming up less than 48 hours from now. They'll be taking on the 2-time defending champs.
Yeah, I mean, you said it, Chris, really all night leading up to tonight. It was you can win the game or you can win the game this way, emphatically. Gives them confidence heading up to Burlington.
How about some of these stat lines, too? The Riverhawks put 5 guys in double figures, led by the 30 points of Max Brooks, 13 assists for Martin Somerville, and you mentioned it, Quinton Mincey, just 2 huge games against UMBC, finishes with 24 and 10 tonight. Bryce Johnson with 19 points to lead the way for UMBC, but they come up short. A victory for UMass Lowell, going away 19 points, the final margin. And now they'll take this going into the game against Vermont and 4 teams that beat them the last time around, but a big opportunity here really for the Riverhawks down the stretch.
Yeah, huge opportunity, you know, and you know, in most of those games, they've been very competitive. So, you know, a couple of bounces here and there, a couple of lapses here and there could be a different story. So they are certainly feeling confident going into this last stretch of the schedule.
Well, for Jim Borodoka and our entire crew, I'm Chris Villani saying so long from Costello Athletic Center, where the final score, UMass Lowell 98 and UMBC 79. All games airing on the ESPN networks are streaming live and archived on the ESPN app. This has been a presentation of ESPN.
Rick.
Hey, Mom, I need to lay low for a couple days. There's too much heat on this car.
Too much heat?
I only paid for a Hyundai Tucson.
Ruth! Listen, Jenna, I need to lay low for a few days. Why?
Deal so right, it almost feels wrong. The Hyundai Getaway Sales Event.
Lease an all-wheel drive Hyundai Tucson for $259 a month today.
Let's start the bidding at $5 million. Thank you, sir.
These people of privilege, hoarding the financial advantages for far too long.
7.5 at the back.
Look at them, unaware that Robin Hood Gold members now enjoy the VIP treatment.
$10 million on the
A 3% IRA match on retirement contributions.
11 million, sir.
Once they discover their privileges are no longer exclusive, their fragile reality will plunge into disarray.
My dad's always got his tool belt with him. Now he's living with prostate cancer. He still knows how to be handy. And he also knows once daily Xtandi.
Xtandi treats metastatic prostate cancer that responds to a medical or surgical treatment to lower testosterone. Xtandi is proven to help these men live longer. Xtandi may cause serious side effects, including seizure, a brain condition called PRESS, allergic reactions, heart disease that can lead to death, falls, and bone fractures. Stop taking Xtandi and get medical help at once if your face, tongue, lip, or throat start swelling. Tell your doctor at once if you faint, have a seizure, quickly worsening headache, decreased alertness, confusion, vision problems, chest pain or discomfort, or shortness of breath. Xtandi can cause harm to an unborn baby or miscarriage. Use birth control during and 3 months after Xtandi. Most common side effects include muscle and joint pain, feeling unusually tired, hot flashes, constipation, less appetite, diarrhea, high blood pressure, bleeding, falls, fractures, and headache.
Nice work, Dad.
Ask your doctor about Xtandi.
I always wanted to know why I am the way I am. My curiosity led me to Ancestry. It was amazing to see all the traits that I've gotten from my mother in my DNA. It's a family thing.
It's a family thing. What if there was no galaxy far, far away, and every second didn't count, and she never did let it go, and no one ever did get murdered in this building? Then that would really suck, wouldn't it? But hey, there is a galaxy far, far away, and every second does count, and she did let it go. And best of all, a whole bunch of people did get murdered in this building.
You gotta be freaking kidding me.
And aren't we lucky for that?
Great tree skiing, passionate people, endless number of options of places to ski.
There's something here for everybody.
It's a place where you can just be you.
When you're here, you're from Vermont and you're part of Vermont.